and happy Valentine's Day. I'm Asha Perello.
And I'm Love Victor. This week's OBTV is all about showing love.
A lot of people think Valentine's Day was created to show love to your significant other, but it was created out of much more than that.
Now let's go to Ivy with this week's OB360 on the creation of Valentine's Day.
Good morning, O'Brien. I'm Ivy here with this week's OB360. Valentine's Day is a time to celebrate love and romance, but its origins are actually dark and bloody. According to NPR, it began with the Romans. During February 13th to 15th, they celebrated the Feast of Lupercalia, where they sacrificed a goat and a dog and whipped women with the hides of the animal they had just slain. After being beat, women would actually participate in a match-picking lottery where they would be coupled up with the men who had just beaten them. This brutal and misogynistic origin to Valentine's Day had finally changed due to Chaucer's and Shakespeare's work where they romanticized the holiday. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Anyway, this romanticized version eventually spread to the New World and now has become commercialized. However, somewhere down this line, this pagan festival changed from one of animal sacrifice to the current tradition we have today, which is to give flowers or other gifts to your significant other. The flower industry has benefited from this national celebration because, according to recent data, an estimated 200 million flowers are sold on Valentine's Day. Here are some clips on teachers about their thoughts on Valentine's Day.
I'm here with Miss Charles. Miss Charles, do you like Valentine's Day?
I love Valentine's Day.
Why do you love Valentine's Day so
I love
much?
Valentine's Day because it seems like everybody's in a loving mood. And plus I love all the candy and the treats and the gifts that come with it. But it seems like a friendly atmosphere at that time, Valentine's Day.
I really do agree.
Yeah. Everybody seems to be friendly and loving.
Okay.
It's my loving part of the year.
Okay.
Which should be done every day.
Hey Obi, I'm here with Commander. Commander, do you like Valentine's Day?
I do like Valentine's Day.
Why do you like Valentine's Day?
I like Valentine's Day now that I'm married, is that I can give flowers to my wife, and sometimes that she doesn't expect them. I can send flowers to her school and maybe surprise her. And it kind of professes my love for her, and I don't do that every week or as much as I should.
I agree with that. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was really interesting. Valentine's Day has gone through some changes, and although it no longer has the dark connotations from the past, the holiday should still be scrutinized. On this day, women and men feel psychological pressure to do something amazing for their partner. The build-up to this day starts right after Christmas. It begins with the cheesy jewelry commercials to make this day significant by purchasing that ring. People start dropping hints about going somewhere unique and having special romantic dinners or receiving special overpriced bouquet of flowers. Unfortunately, this atmosphere can be found in high schools all across America. This holiday is supposed to make everyone feel loved and welcomed. So, with some boys and girls carrying huge bouquets of flowers and big teddy bears, that defeats the spirit of Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ivy and Kenny. There are a lot of stereotypes about Valentine's Day and many social norms that influence this tradition.
Actually, I don't think I've ever gotten any gifts for Valentine's Day. I usually just buy my girlfriend stuff.
Well, that's because many people have turned this tradition into a holiday for women. Now here we have some interviews about the misconception of buying gifts for Valentine's Day.
I'm here with Senior.
Christopher.
So Christopher, did you feel pressure to do something on Valentine's Day?
I didn't feel pressured to do something on Valentine's Day because I spoil my girlfriend Jamilex every day. So it just felt like today had to be that one day where I treat her better than I usually do. But other than that, I found that we're perfect.
I'm here with Senior.
Mario.
So Romario, do you feel depressed or sad on Valentine's Day?
I wasn't really depressed or sad because I actually forgot about Valentine's Day.
And why?
Well, I'm single, and I just feel like, why show a different type of love on that day? Why not show love every day? Same thing. Let's keep it consistent.
I agree. You shouldn't only show love to people that you care about on Valentine's Day. It should be an everyday thing.
That's very true. I usually buy my boyfriend something because it's not all about me.
Exactly, Ashley. And there are many ways to show your love, especially with all the hate spreading around in the country.
Up next, we have a touching commentary about the different types of love around the world, made by our OBTV crew. Enjoy.
What comes to mind when you think of the word love? Do you think of happiness? Do you think of gifts? You may think marriage or an engagement ring. Love is much more than material things. But what actually is love? Some would say that it's difficult to find real love. But is it really? People show affection in many ways, whether it's by saying, I love you, or hey, did you make it home safe? However, it goes deeper than a simple phrase. Now, I want you to close your eyes and reminisce about a time when someone made you genuinely happy, and nothing could get in the way of that feeling. Did you think about when your father helped fix your bike? Or the time when someone on the train moved their bags so you could finally sit after a long day? Most people forget about that type of love, but that's the most important kind. What we haven't mentioned is relationships, which is another level of endearment. From the time you were brought into this world, all you've ever known is love for your family. The ones who taught you how to ride a bike or helped you read your first book. Think of the average couple. What do you think? A man and woman? People of the same race or religion? Chances are that what you thought of the ideal image is not actually what is seen in the world today. There are no more racial, religious, sexual, or cultural barriers when it comes to love. Did you know that about 15% of marriages are interracial, which is more than half of what it was in the 1970s? In fact, up until 1967, it was against the law for a man to date another woman of another race. Thankfully, the Supreme Court, being a sound mind, struck down this obstacle. Should be able to date whomever they choose, whether they are disabled, black, gay, Muslim, white, transgender, or however people choose to identify. These are labels that should not affect anyone. The way people show affection should not be a factor in a workplace, in a school setting, or on the streets of America. In the immortal words of the great Bob Marley, one heart, one love.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change, even if I tried.
That was really eye-opening. I think we should all spread more love because of all the turmoil going around.
I agree, and so do the middle schoolers. They actually came up with some brilliant ideas on how we can spread love in the world and also here at OB.
Good morning, OB. I'm Delilah Frazier here with 8th grader Ishmael Ashby. So Ishmael, in spite of everything that's been going on, especially after Trump's inauguration, what's the best way you think we can spread love?
I think the best way we could spread love is just by going to the protests that have been happening on like Saturdays and Sundays, and just keep on fighting for what you believe in. Because when we protest and stuff, it sends a message and it makes other people feel safer and more loved because we're fighting for them.
Exactly, I agree. Thank you. And now we have 7th grader Sage Mason. So Sage, in light of everything that's going on, what's the best way you think the American people can show love?
I feel like the American people can show love by caring for everybody and not just in one area, but in like all places. Like for instance, when Donald Trump said that he didn't want anybody from outside of the U.S. to come into like the U.S. area, and I felt like that wasn't okay. And I feel like he should have been caring for everybody around every place around the whole U.S. And outside of the country.
Exactly, especially with the Muslim ban. The Muslim community feels unloved and unwanted in this country, and no one should feel like that. Thanks. And now we have 7th grader
Justice McLean.
So Justice, what's one way you think we can show love?
I feel like one way we can show love is if everyone is just there for each other, and if everybody is like together to help one cause, then we can make a change and help everyone in this world to spread love.
Thank you. Here with 7th grader
Christopher Hall.
So Christopher, what's the best way you think we can show love?
I think the best way to show love is just be yourself, because if you're not afraid to show that you're nervous and you're being yourself, people would think, wow, that guy is really original, so they would fall for you. And most likely your friends will show support, and they're your friends because they just like you for who you are.
Exactly. Confidence is key. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We can all learn something from young people in our lives because their ideas aren't soiled by the harshness of the world.
I agree, love. I think I'm going to try harder to be a kind and loving person. Well, that's it for this week's episode of OBTV. I'm Matthew Perello.
I'm Lil Victor, and make sure you guys have a great vacation.
We are the best. We are O'Brien. See you next week.